You heard the news report. For those of you that haven't heard the news report, I think it's very telling now of how we are going to have to treat ourselves, or at least take care of ourselves in the future with regard to diseases. What had happened is a Goldman Sachs analyst actually stated that cures are bad for business in the long run. Here's a report from CBS News.
A financial report from Goldman Sachs includes the question, is curing patients a sustainable business model? The April 10th report allegedly goes into the pros and cons of new gene therapy treatments being worked on by biotech companies. In it, analysts argue that one-shot cures are bad for business and that curing diseases diminish the potential of new patients, saying, for example, quote, in the case of infectious diseases such as hepatitis C, curing existing patients also decreases the number of carriers able to transmit the virus to new patients. The memo pointed to Gilead Sciences' drug that cured hepatitis C 90% of the time, which translates from $12.5 billion in sales in 2015 to $4 billion this year. Matt Uris for CBS 11 News.
So yes, what was said there was that we don't care about you. All we care about is the bottom line. All we care about is money.
Top of it. However, at the very end of the Axios article on that, they added something else that he said, a little PS, if you will, having to do with life science allowing people to live longer, more productive lives. But here's what Parker said, quote, because I'm a billionaire, I'm going to have access to better health care, so I'm going to be like 160, and I'm going to be part of this like class of immortal overlords. I mean, just wow to that statement, you guys. You know how they do in the dictionary when they put a word and then they put a sentence to as an example of that word? If you were going to put a sentence in as an example of what arrogance is, this is perfect right here. This should be in there under arrogance, because this is the most arrogant thing I've ever heard a person say with a straight face in front of other people. So that's what the real wealth gap is. It's not the superficial wealth. It's the ultimate logical conclusion of that wealth in relation to the steering of scientific research and technological progress, and the fact that by having so much money, people like Parker, who, by the way, at age 38, just so happens to be the founder and chair of the Parker Institute for Cancer Immunotherapy. I just can't imagine why. These people are saying that through technology, they will be able to live twice as long as everyone else, twice as long as the average pleb, referring to himself as joining a class of immortal overlords. I mean, just the first part I can't get over. Because I'm a billionaire, I'm going to have access to better health care. So, I mean, every time I see that, I think about every person I know who's been damaged by the completely abhorrent, quote-unquote, healthcare system in this country. Because it obviously doesn't work this way for billionaires, but for the average person, it's impossible to really afford it. And even if you can afford it, what you end up affording is them filling you full of chemicals that do more damage than anything and ripping things out of you as a way of curing your diseases. I mean, it's sick. It's really sick, twisted. The allopathic medicine system is sick and twisted, but that's not even the point. The point is, here's this billionaire sitting up there going, well, because I'm a billionaire, I can afford better healthcare than the rest. I mean, when I see this, and after watching the other clip of him talking, I actually feel like he said it something more like, because I'm a billionaire, I'm going to have access to better healthcare, so I'm going to be like 160, and I'm going to be part of this like class of immortal overlords. It's probably something more like that. And of course, by the very use of the term overlords, I guess they'll be lording over the rest of us. I guess that's what he's saying.
Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth,